So last time we just started seeing Savitri's reply to death. He was making all kind of wide statements, half true, half false. And Savitri has to take care of both the half truth and half false. One of the most important arguments which he was pushing forward was what Savitri was calling love is after all nothing but the secretion of physical glands. There is nothing like love, true love. And that's a very cruel, very crude, very disastrous kind of a statement vis-a-vis love. Either he has not truly understood the sense of true love, or is purposefully distorting the matters to drive a point home, to kind of frighten Savitri, go back, this is all useless, what you call. It could be both, you see. But I think there is a truth in both the aspects. He was frightening, he was trying to drive out Savitri, and at the same time making a very genuine statement. What man calls the passionate love, the emotional aspect of it, all those things are but nothing but physical aspects. They do not really come from any deeper soul, which is a fact of life. In most of the cases, it is a vital love on which the entire world is running. And when there is only the vital love, then there has to be death. There has to be death, you see. So from that point of view, he is making his first argument. And Savitri is now going to take care of all of them. She is not only giving, to begin with, a standard response to what he was talking, a standard reply, a standard argument. She is going even beyond that. She is going into some kind of luminous depth of the occult of the entire working, and bring out that occult more forcefully, more emphatically, while she is putting forward her argument. Therefore, we can also say that this argument between Savitri and death is not only ratiocinative argument for the sake of argument, counter argument, like a debate. It is not that. It is a force against a force. She is releasing a certain force, emotional force. He is rather releasing first an emotional force, basing everything, passion, gland, whatever you want to call it, to see. By that, he is throwing a kind of an emotional charge against Savitri. It is that which is going to make impact on her. Savitri is going to counter again with another occult force. So it is a force against force which is now being really conveyed in the entire debate. In all these 3-4 cantos, this is what you have, you receive. So we'll quickly run through what we did last time. Even in all that life and man, even in all that life and man have marred, a whisper of divinity still is heard. A whisper of divinity is still heard. You are talking of emotional love, passion, vital instinct. But even behind the human emotion, even behind this passion, this vital relationship, there is the whisper of divinity. A little sound. If you're really careful, you could hear, yes, there is a sweetness, there is a joy, there is some kind of a merit in that relationship also. Still is heard, a breath is felt from the eternal spheres. So all life is not just vain life, is not all vital. There is the breath of the eternal spheres. There is the whisper of divinity, even in human relationship. Now this is a very noble, very lofty argument Savitri is putting forward straight away, you see. A breath is felt from the eternal sphere, allowed by heaven, and wonderful to man, a sweet fire rhythm, the passion chants to love. A sweet fire rhythm, the passion chants to love. See, she has lifted up the whole poetry also, suddenly, you see. In the rush of her argument, the poetry also gets lifted up, you see. And sweet fire rhythm, the passion chants to love. So it's the fire rhythm, it's not just human passion, vital passion. There is a kind of a fire in that, and it lifts up to love, you see. To metrically also this line is very beautiful. You see, okay, allowed, that is short long, I am. By hey, I am. And one short long, anapis. So you have got two I ams, one anapis, and then wonderful, pyrrhic, and again an I am, man. So the meter also changes with that. The modulation of voice is also that, you see, while she's saying, allowed by heaven and wonderful to man, a sweet rhythm of passion chants to love. Now, see, there is always a difficulty in compound words like this, rhythm. You will put, actually, if you take fire and rhythm separately, both are accented words. They receive full accent. If you take, but in the compound, there is a play there, and it depends how you modulate the word. You can emphasize one part or the other part. A sweet, that is straightforward. Fire rhythm of passion, or fire rhythm of passion. It makes a difference. Fire rhythm of passion. So it depends upon how you modulate the voice. I would prefer a sweet fire rhythm of passion chants to love. See, means I will combine. I will call this thing and I am fire rhythm. It's not fire rhythm. You see, if you pronounce fire rhythm, the whole quality is lost of the voice. A sweet fire rhythm, the passion chants to love. The modulation is better in that sense, you see. In other words, this line is sweet, short, long, fire rhythm, short, long again, a passion, short, long, chants, again short, long, to love. In other words, this line is a purely iambic line, short, long, short, long, short, long. It goes on like that, you see. There is a hope, it is a wide, infinite cry. So she is, because this is a fire rhythm of passion. It's not an ordinary vital passion. It is coming from some kind of a divine source. There is the Agni burning there, and that Agni gives the divinity to the life instincts also, see. There is a hope, therefore there is a hope, because the Agni is burning in that, you see. In its wide, infinite cry, it rings with calling from forgotten height. So it comes from forgotten. You have forgotten where from you have come, but it sounds from there. And when its strains are hushed to high-winged the soul, again, you see, high-winged souls, very difficult word. The wings which can take you very high up, you see, high-winged souls. And when she strained, when is strained and hushed. Now, how do you pronounce it? To high-winged or to high-winged souls? I would prefer to put it like this. And when strains are hushed, to high-winged souls. Means I will put stress on high and less stress on wing. Although wing is a little heavy word than high, but still rhythmically, and when strains are hushed to high winged souls, then it builds up suddenly. See. I don't know whether you see the difference or not, but there is a difference between that. High winged souls is better than high winged souls. You see. So therefore, while you are reading, although the matter is there, still you have to see the rhythm of the whole line. You see. Enunciation of poetry is important from that point of view. In terms of English, wing carries a better weight, better stress than high. But here in the movement of the line, high becomes more prominent than wing. And when the strains are hushed to high winged souls, and this alliteration of high and hush gives that kind of weight also to that, you see. In their empyrean, this burning breath survived beyond the rapture scores of sun, that flame forever pure in skies unseen, a voice of eternal ecstasy. So the whole line is a description of this fire, basically. You see, burning breath, go of the suns, flame, that fire is spiritual fire, that Agni is burning there, blazing in what you normally call simple human relationships. But it's not that. Even behind that, there is the fire burning. The Agni is there. See? That flame forever pure in skies unseen. Now, this is a different kind of an argument Savitri is putting forward. He was giving a passionate argument, emotional argument, physiological argument. She is now lifting up to the level of the occult. So that is the clash of force again. She is always bringing in her argument the higher force against that. You see. A voice, the eternal ecstasy. One day, I shall behold my great sweet world, put off the dire disguises of the God, unveiled from terror and disrobed from sin. The line is simple, the sentence is very straightforward. But she says, one day I shall behold. But madam, please bring that one day early. You see, you bring it early, you see. We wish it to come early soon, you see. One day it will happen, okay, tomorrow I will get a great feast. Therefore, does it mean that I should keep on starving today? I shall behold my great sweet world put off the dire disguises of the gods. The gods have put on the disguises, they are hidden, concealed from your sight. I will remove them. I will come here. I will make this world what it is. I will unveil this world itself. I will disrobe this world from sin. I will remove this sin. I will remove the terror from this world. Now, this is a very beautiful, grammatically very beautiful construction. What it basically means, I shall behold, essentially it means that I shall behold this world, I will see that this world will put off the disguise of the gods. This world will put off the disguise of the gods. This world will unveil itself. What it is today covered by terror, but it will unveil itself one day. It will disrobe itself, this world will disrobe itself from sin. So, for unveil, for disrobe, for put off, all these three were the references to this word. No, to this world. One day I shall behold, I will see this world put out the veil. I will see that this world is free of terror. I will see that this world is free, will be uncovered from sin. Grammatic. How does it say there in the French? No? Oh no.
I will behold and I will remove not yes, she, not the word.
It has to be word. It has to be word.
So it's a mistake.
See, because I shall behold my great word put off the disguise. This is my word. It is that word which will remove the disguise, which will unveil itself, reveal itself, what it is. Disrobed from the sin. It has now been covered with sin. That will go away. What is the sin by which this world is robed? I don't think I have committed any sin. If I have not committed any sin, it means that I do not belong to this world. You see, my sin is that I have taken birth in the inconscience. Yeah, that is my sin. And it is that will be disrobed. It is that which will be taken away one day. Therefore, one day. It will take time. It doesn't matter. But that is what I will do. In fact, that is what Savitri had promised to the three Madonnas. One day I shall come, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Now she is telling to Mr. Yama also, look, one day, this is what will happen, you see. One day I shall behold my great, sweet word. So she is fond of this word. Great, sweet word. She is fond of this word. She is in great love with this word. It is because of this word she has taken the mortal birth to do something for this world. She has taken this mortal world to redeem it from its mortality, to redeem this world from mortality. And that is what is going to happen one day. One day I shall behold my great sweet world, put off the dark disguises of the gods, unveil. So even beyond the gods, it will be. So now this is the kind of an occult charge which is present in Savitri's argument, you see. Appeased, we shall draw near our mother's face. We shall cast our candid souls upon her lap. How wonderful it will be to put our souls in her lap, because we will be happy, we will be satisfied. One day we shall draw near our mother's face. We shall cast our candid souls upon her lap. It is very gracious of Savitri that she says, we shall. She doesn't say this world shall. She has identified herself so much with this world, my great sweet world, that along with this world, we shall. Savitri does not need that, but her identification with this world is such that it is that whole world which will put itself in the lap of the mother. Now, who is this one? Our mother. Happy we shall draw near our mother. The transcendental supreme Mahashakti. It is in her lap there are goddesses and goddesses and goddesses. No, she is talking about the transcendental Mahashakti, the power of the Supreme Himself. We shall cast our candid souls upon her lap. Then shall we clasp the ecstasy we chase. So that is the condition. You are running after ecstasy, joy, ananda, delight, bliss, gladness, happiness, whatever you want to call it. When is that possible? Only when you have cast your souls in the lap of the mother. Then only it is possible that joy, true joy. See. Then shall we clasp the ecstasy. That is what that then means. Then shall we shudder with the long sought God. Then shall we find heaven's unexpected strain. Strain? Musical note. Yeah, strain. That is called a strain. Strain. See, strain is just a word. Strain means a note, musical note. Yeah. Unexpected strain. Then shall we find heaven's unexpected strain. So all these beautiful things are possible when you have cast your soul in the mother's lap. So that is the Devi Mahatmya, the greatness, the glory of the Goddess Divine. Mahatmya means greatness. Devi, the Divine Mother, Divine Goddess. Of course, it is Savitri who is speaking of the mother. It is, as I said, she has to be the transcendental Mahashakti. Actually, it is the incarnation of this transcendental Mahashakti that is Savitri. So she is going back to her mother. Naturally, she is mother to her.
To herself.
But she is also pulling us along with her. we are not really directly coming from this mother, but she is there, okay, don't bother my children, I will also take you to my mother, you see. My mother's house is a very big house, very bright house, there are a lot of nice, beautiful things, you can have good feast there, I will also take you there. You see. It is she who has taken this mortal birth as Savitri. Therefore, she is the mother for her. We are not really entitled to call her as our mother in essence. Not really. We can go closer to her, you see. We shall cast our candid souls upon her lap. Now, Savitri has not made clear to us who are the people she is including in this way. Huh?
All the humanity.
But she has not included, she says we.
I'm not stupid.
But she is talking on our behalf. she is not giving any freedom of choice to us.
Only the gods.
Yeah, she is not giving any freedom of choice to us. You see, it means whether you like it or not, she is taking us there. I don't believe in that. I don't like that. Well, possibly in the present context, this V stands for both Savitri and death. And death. We shall cast. She is arguing with death. We shall.
She means by our mother's face.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, our mother. Yeah. 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 Then shall we clasp the ecstasy we chase. So he is also chasing that ecstasy in another way, you see. Then shall we shudder with a long sought God. Then shall we find heaven's unexpected strain. Satyavan, he is dead. He, he is dead. He can't say. She is arguing with him. She is arguing with him. Therefore, we. Then shall we find heaven's unexpected strain. Now, actually, this strain of heaven is not something which will be unexpected to her. This cannot be unexpected for her. Well, she knows it. She is talking also about the whole thing. You see. It is not unexpected for her, it is unexpected for him, for death.
Or for her as human Savitri.
Huh?
For her also as
Human, of course, obviously. Now, if we associate directly we with Savitri and death, then it is unexpected for him. In fact, it is more appropriate for death than for we. We don't even expect it. Death's purpose is to deny that heavenly strain. Not only is there hope for goddess pure, so it is not only for great gods of our mind or whatever gods, not only is there hope for goddess pure, the violent and darkened deities leap down from the one breast in rage to find what the white gods had missed. This is a very, very deep occult statement Savitri is making. Suddenly, this kind of a depth you don't have anywhere in the argument of death. Huh? Yeah, yes, that's right. Leap down from one breast. Now, she is not only hope for pure goddess. Yes, all the divine gods, goddesses, etc. One day they'll be redeemed, they'll do this, etc. There's no problem about that. But even those who had revolted against the Supreme and taken the path of opposition, of the denial, even they will discover the true nature of things. Lived violent and darkened deities, darkened, they have become darkened. They were gods earlier. They are revolting against God. And one example is, of course, Yama himself, death himself. The violent and darkened deities leap down from the one breast. They are all coming from that soul. So basically, she is telling death the story of creation. The story of creation. The four powers separated themselves from the divine source and became their opposites. The story which Savitri had learned from Theon, she is telling it back to Theon, who is now present in the form of death. You see. It is Theon who had taught the story to Savitri, to the mother, you see. Now she is telling it back to him. The violent and darkened deities leap down from the one breast in rage to find what the white gods had missed. What white gods? Shubhra Deva. White, Shubhra. pure, white. What is it that they had missed? Yeah, huh? What does it mean?
Psychic being.
Psychic. No, but they are not missed. This is not there at all.
They cannot be transformed.
They cannot be transformed. They will not get transformed. If you want to get transformed, they will have to come down and be white gods, and they have missed transformation. The mother offered to Shiva, and he says, no, I don't want to come. Who will come here and take the burden of this mortal birth and all that, and for transformation? I will come when things are ready. He has missed it. White God has missed it. Mother had offered the same thing to Durga. She used to come every October for several years to the mother on Durga Puja days. And she used to stay with the mother for quite long time, for days at times, you see. And then she was very amused, very puzzled, Durga, how mother can do all these small, little things so beautifully, so nicely and all that. And then the mother told, look, it is because of the psychic being. That is what gives charm, sweetness, joy to all the activities here. And she offered it to Durga. Would you like to take the psychic being? Come here. Durga hesitated. Who will come and take the burden? That is what the white gods had missed. Transformation, the possibility of transformation. But those who had raged against the divine, those gods, they had taken upon them the burden of this entire evolutionary progress. So they have got a better chance of getting transformed earlier. We have seen already in the book of it, Narad singing the 5 songs, and the demons wept with joy as they sang of transformation. And the demons wept with joy. The Vishnu's name. The demons wept with joy. So it is that which is the greatness of it. In fact, they had taken upon them a greater burden than the gods. What the white gods had made. You want to see some of these things? I think I sent you that note, no? I said morning. They too are saved. A mother's eyes are on them, and her arm stretched out in love, desire her rebel sons. The fall of angels is there in the Christian theology. The fall of angels, Lucifer and all that thing. The fall of angels is there. They have become gods upon it. But it stops there. It does not tell you further that these angels who have fallen, they have a chance that they will be transformed tomorrow. It stops there. This is what we have here. This is what they, because that aspect of the mother's transcendental force is not present in Christian theology as we are here. The divine Mahashakti, supramental Mahashakti. In fact, beyond that, the transcendental Mahashakti, beyond that aspect, there is the aspect of Mary as the mother, but of love and compassion, but of the divine force as the creator of this world, that is not there in the Christian theology. Leap down from one breast, enraged to find what the white gods had missed. They too are saved. They, of course, stands for the darkened deities. They too are saved. A mother's eyes are on them, and her arms stretched out in love desire her rebel son. One who came, love and lover and beloved, eternal, built himself a wondrous field and wove the measures of a dance. So this is the dance, this is the creation of joy. One who came, the Supreme. He himself has become the lover. He himself is the love. He is himself the beloved. And it is he who is doing all that thing.
Who is this one? Who is this one?
One, the Supreme, himself. One who came, love and lover and beloved.
I thought he came in material birth.
Yes.
In material birth.
Yeah. Eternal, built himself a wondrous field. This is the wondrous field for dance. Vrindavana, the eternal Vrindavana of joy, of love, of happiness. And wove the measures of a marvelous dance. So I don't know what measure it is, which beat 3, 4, 5 of a marvelous dance. Yeah, gopis. Yeah. But I don't think gopis went by measures. This is measures is normally for the Western dance. No? Yeah.
In Indian dance, there is no measure.
Not really that way. No. They are in circles and its magic turns attracted. He arrives, that one, who is the lover and the beloved and the love. He arrives, repelled, he flees. So it is his play now, comes to goes on. In the wild, devious promptings of his mind, he takes the honey of tears and puts of joy, repenting, and as laughter and as wrath. And both are a broken music of the soul which seeks out reconcile in heavenly rhyme. So now this is the quarrel between the lover and the beloved. So that is what he is describing now, you see, constantly. Now the most beautiful phrase in this thing is honey of tears. That is the magic of poetry. Ashru Madhurya. Ashru means tears. Madhurya, sweetness, honey. Yeah. Honey or tears and puts of joy. But what does he do? He tastes it. We can even think like that. The beloved is crying, weeping, waiting for the lover. She is weeping. He goes and tastes her tears and finds honey in that. Very romantic, very Kalidasian. Gita Govindam. He takes the honey of tears and puts off joy, repenting. Yeah. Ever he comes to us across the years. Ever he comes on, always, bearing a sweet new face that is the old. So every time he comes, his bliss lost to us. Now you are talking of Satyavan, your human relationship, vital relationship. Savitri responding, look, he is not that. He is talking of he who is love and beloved and lover. All. His bliss lost to us or cause concealed like a far heard unseen entrancing flute. This is definitely the reference to Krishna. He is playing the flute. So this one, Savitri is talking here, is Krishna himself. Lover and beloved, love and lover and beloved, that is Krishna. And that is made clear by entrancing flute. You hear the notes of the flute. You hear the notes of the flute, but you don't see who is playing the flute. He is unseen. From moonlit branches in the throbbing world, tempting our angry surge and passionate pain. Now this is a complete picture of Vrindavana. Vrindavana of Krishna with the gopis. The divine souls entranced by the flute player. Disguised, the lover seeks and draws our souls. That is what I am there for here. It is he, that lover, he has taken the name of Satyavan. He named himself for me and grew Satyavan. He has taken the name, he named himself. Yeah. He named himself for me. And grew Satyavan. Yeah. Yeah. See, until now she was talking of love, lover, beloved and all that. She is now making it definite in the physical form as a figure. He has called himself the flute player. He is entrancing my soul, my child. And it is he who has drawn me here. He grew for me as Satyavan. Now, he named himself for me. He is going to name himself differently for each one of us. For Savitri, he named himself as Satyavan. It is one love which is in multiple forms. For each one, so each Savitri has her own Satyavan. But I don't know what happens to each Satyavan. Does he have his own Savitri? He named himself for me, grew Satyavan. For we are man and woman. Now she is justifying this statement of her. He named himself for me, grew Satyavan. It is really very powerful line. Very powerful. Very simple line. He named himself for me, grew Satyavan. Grew Satyavan. Now she says, grew. Their earthly relationship has been through the ages and ages and ages maturing up, becoming richer and richer, becoming more and more divine. Therefore grew. Satyavan is lying there in the inconscient void. Savitri has taken the birth to redeem him from that position. That is the first relationship with which they started. But then it has grown. Now to this level of richness that she can now knock off what had gripped him in his hold, death. That is what is grew. He has been in the grip of death, Satyavan. Now he is kind of maturing up to be free of that grip from the clutch of death. Through the evolutionary centuries, millennia, eons, whatever you want to call it, he has been growing. Now, of course, we have not been told or we are not perceptive enough to see how Satyavan grows. I can understand Savitri growing, Savitri making progress. But the biography of Satyavan has been kept away from us. How he grows himself. Is it not so? So I think we should have a book, The Lives of Satyavan. The Lives of Satyavan. For we are, now she is making another tremendous statement here in the same continuation. For we are man and woman from the first, the twin souls born from one undying fire. From one undying fire. The twin souls. Now this we are man and woman from the first. Metaphysically, of course, we'll say Purusha and Prakriti, Ishvara, Ishwari, all those kind of things we see. But she is talking of man and woman. When you say Purusha and Prakriti or Ishvara and Ishwari, the element of evolutionary growth is absent. When you say man and woman, that element of evolutionary growth is predominant. It is that which stands out more distinctly. And because it is man and woman, in the process of evolution, therefore this is growth. For we are man and woman from the first. So, if you read the first line of the second section of Savitri, December dawn, and Savitri too awoke among these tribes. Man lifted up the burden of his fate. Man lifted up the burden of his fate. And Savitri too awoke among these tribes. So, the entire beginning of Savitri, the biography of Savitri, begins with this moment, with the arrival of man, the Manomaya Purusha, the mental being. This man stands for the mental being. So, when really did Savitri begin her work started with the arrival of the mental being in the process of evolution. Man lifted up the burden of his fate, and Savitri too awoke. Awoke means she came. That first is that thing. When the evolution had come to this stage of mental being, from that point onward, the era of Savitri begins. or we are man and woman from the first, the twin souls born from one undying fire. Again. So as if it is one single Agni which has thrown out two sparks, Savitri and Satyavan. One spark is standing there firmly, one spark has gone into the grip of death. Satyavan. The twin souls born from one undying fire. Now there are number of places. O Satyavan, O luminous Savitri, I sent you forth of old beneath these stars, a dual power of God in an ignorant world. 155.2. It is the Supreme Himself is telling to Savitri, it is I who has sent you to this world. As a dual power of God in an ignorant world, in a hushed creation shut from limitless self, bringing down God to the insentient glow, lifting earth being to immortality. It is for this purpose I sent you. Savitri is in the transcendental world, in the everlasting day. She is seeing face to face the Supreme Himself, Death, who has transformed himself now into the Supreme. He is telling to Savitri, descend to earth, oh Descendre. Sorry, Descendre. Descend to what do you say? Descendre. Dans la, you say dans la vie. No, dans la vie. Dans la vie. Ça ne va pas. Yeah. Yeah, that is all right. Curry is okay. Yeah, but this he says to life. Yeah, well, but your suggestion is better. See, Allah me descend.
Go. In French, you can say
Yeah, that's right. Well, that is possible. That is better. That is possible. That is better. Yeah, but not dans la vie. And he is telling to Savitri, O Satyavan, O luminous Savitri, I sent you forth of old beneath the stars, in the darkness, a dual power of God. So that is what Satyavan and Savitri are. So Savitri is already telling this thing to Yama, to death. She knows it, and therefore this man is telling something to Savitri which is superfluous. She knows it already. She is telling it to Yama himself. And now here the Supreme is telling to Savitri, I sent you forth as a dual power. She has that knowledge already with her while talking to death. Yama. Now, everything is very clear. In an ignorant world, in a hushed creation, shut to limitless self, bringing down, for what purpose I sent you for? To bring down God. Bring down God, lift earth being to immortality. So, the purpose of Savitri is both to bring down those things, to lift up from here. Ascending and descending aspects of the creation are both present in the work of Savitri. Lifting earth beings to immortality, bringing down God. Bringing down God, divine manifestation. That is possible only when earth beings are lifted to immortality. So immortality is the first thing. Then only that God can come down, you see. You have, I will just give you 74.9. 74.9. In God's supreme, withdrawn and timeless hush, a seeing self and potent energy met. See, this is a metaphysical argument. Seeing self and potent energy. Seeing self, Satyavan. Potent energy, Savitri. The silence knew itself and thought took form, self-made. From the dual power creation rose. How they came here? A dual power at being's occult poles still acted, nameless and invisible. Same thing again at the occult poles, at the top and the bottom. 131.20. The dual power of God and the infinite world is what we are seeing just now. Now here it is absolutely clear. The incarnate dual power shall open God's door. 155.30. The incarnate dual power shall open. So both of them are avatars, Savitri and Satyavan. The incarnate dual power shall open God's door. Eternal supermind touch earthly time. Of course, it shall open God's door. Huh? It has happened. Already have. So that shall is not there now. He is making an old statement. Yeah, you have to rewrite it, you see. The incarnate dual power, I opened God's door. I opened God. I took a hammer in my hand and smashed at the gate, and the gate split into pieces, you see. Shall open God's door. Eternal supermind shall touch. Eternal supermind has touched earthly time. So this is already accomplished. This is already accomplished between 1950 and 56. Between 1950 and 1950, it is already accomplished. Then, of course, the Superman shall wake, etc., etc., that will happen. God light and God force, okay, one day I shall bring, so that is going to happen now. Dual nature covered the unique. Same thing again. 141.41. Now, this is something important. Meanwhile, you too shall serve the dual law. You, of course, Satyavan and Savitri. He is telling her and all that. You too shall serve the dual law, which only now the scouts of vision gleam, who pressing through the forest night, have found the narrow bridges to the God. Now, what is the dual law? He is still already. He will come down, he will lift up. God will come down and earth being will be lifted up too. And he says, meanwhile, while all these things are happening, you have to keep on serving this dual law of bringing down the higher power, lifting up the lower to the higher. Twin souls. So that is the story of twin souls. For we are man and woman from the first. She is telling it to death. Later on, she will listen all these things from transformed death. Yeah. Did he not dawn on me in other stars? This is a very puzzling line. Did he not dawn on me in other stars? Savitri is asking Yama that we have been born here from one undying fire and did not come to me in other stars. He has been always chasing me. So what are these other stars? Pardon me? Other universe, other words or whatever it is, did not dawn me. Then, but then Savitri's relevance, her specificity to earth is lost. Her specificity to earth is lost. Her concern is the soul of the earth. And if he has to dawn, it has to be only on earth. She is helpless, she cannot do anything, she will not do anything elsewhere. Whatever has to happen here is on earth. So, what are these other stars? Savitri is a very puzzling creature. She makes all these puzzling statements. And she says, how has he through the thickets of the world pursued me like a lion in the night and come upon me suddenly in the way and seized me with glorious golden leaf. So did it not dawn? She is kind of elaborating this thing. Like a lion chasing the prey, he has been chasing me through all these things, other worlds, other stars. The sense of other stars here is other ages. But
From the beginning, I understood star, it means period, time.
yeah.
Which time?
Yeah, morning stars are different, evening stars are, midnight stars are different, later on they are different stars.
Different creation, different world.
In the night, in different parts of the night, you see different stars,
Yeah.
other stars. So, through the ages of night, he has been always chasing me like a lion for his prey. Golden leaf. So all that Satyavan has been doing to grow is his glorious golden leaf for Savitri. Pursued me like a lion in the night. You see, it is one night, many stars. And come upon me suddenly in the ways and seized me with his glorious golden leaf. Unsatisfied, he yearned me through time, through ages, through millennia. Sometimes with wrath and sometimes with sweet pain. So this is the relationship between lover and beloved, you see. Desiring me since first the world began. Right from the beginning. So that emphasizes again here, man and woman from the first.
What is the meaning of first year? From the first what? What is the meaning of first?
Yeah, okay. We'll see that.
I don't understand.
Man and woman from the first.
First at the beginning?
Beginning.
Beginning.
Yeah. Beginning, of course.
They were the very first
Yeah,
humanity.
yeah. From the beginning. From the beginning of the, here it means from the beginning of the arrival of man and woman. Yeah.
Could it be from the first twin soul?
Yeah, well, it's not first. Yeah. Well, since man and woman arrived on the scene of the evolution, since then, that is the first. Pursued me like a lion in the night and come upon me suddenly in the ways and seized me with his glorious golden leaf. I don't know whether this kind of poetry Yama understands, but Savitri. Unsatisfied, he yearned for me through time, sometimes with wrath and sometimes with sweet peace, desiring me since first the world began. He rose like a wild wave out of the floods and dragged me helpless into seas of bliss. It is in his company which is an ocean for me of bliss. He dragged me out of my curtained past. His arms arrived. Now this again is very deep, very beautiful of course. Out of my curtained past, his arms arrived. How was I called here? Why I had taken this birth? And Savitri too awoke. Who made her awake? His arms stirred her up. Past means Satyavan is already trapped. It's a kind of a chronological difference in the process of evolution. Satyavan is already there in the grip of death. He is already present there in the void, in the inconscient void. Now, it is because of his presence here that she is coming. Until then, she was all the while in the transcendent, in the unknowable. She was in the unknowable, the divine goddess in the unknowable. Therefore, it is curtained, unknowable. It is his presence here that has pulled me down here. His arms arrived, so it is he who has stretched his arms up there and brought me down here. Out of my curtained past, means I was in the unknowable, the supreme, quiescent Shakti. She heard Samana's chant. The Samana's chant is his arm. And Savitri too awoke among this tribe when the Samana's chant was heard by her. That is the arm which has brought me down here, arrived. They had touched me like the soft persuading wind. They are whose arms? They had touched me like the soft persuading wind. They have plucked me like a glad and trembling flower and clasped me happily, burned in ruthless flame. So that is the attraction which has brought me down here. Satyavan's presence here is the sole cause of Savitri taking the mortal birth. Sole cause. Out of my curtained past, it's a very powerful phrase, my curtained past. They have touched me like the soft persuading wind. They have plucked me like a glad trembling flower. Why trembling? Well, that is what happens when the lover clasps the beloved, she trembles. Trembling flower and clasp me happily, burned in ruthless flame. That is the mightiness of the flame. I too, so that is what has happened. And on my part, I too have found him charmed in lovely forms. Lovely forms. Grew, Satyavan grew. And run delighted to his distant voice and pressed to him past my dreadful bar. If there is yet a happier God than this fellow, let him first wear the face of Satyavan, and let his soul be one with him I love. So let him seek me that I may desire. If there is a yet happier, greater God, let him first wear the face of Satyavan. I don't know whether this is good enough, very very proper argument on part of Savitri. This is my Satyavan, etc., etc. If there is another one who can wear his face, I don't mind going with him. I don't think it's a very proper argument on the part, you see. Let him first, of course, it's a rhetorical argument. It means that it is not there at all. So, where is the question of talking? But why she should raise this question at all, whether it is there or not?
Because maybe she thinks he is unique. It's sure there is no two
Yeah, exactly. but that is a little weak argument, you see, on her part. If there is a yet happier, greater God, there cannot be for her. So, where is the question of even posing that possibility? And let his soul be one with him I love. So let him seek me that I may desire. I may desire him if he is seeking me like that. But that is not a very, very proper argument, convincing argument, you see. For only one heart peace within my breast, and one God is there throned. She is now asserting that there is nobody like Satyavan. There cannot be. Only one heart which is within my breast. There cannot be anybody else at all. Even if somebody wants to impersonate Satyavan, that is not possible. There is no question of impersonation also. One God is there throned. So she has made it convincing. Advance, O death, beyond the phantom beauty of this world. For of his citizens, I am not one. I am not going to see. You are making this argument? Advance, let me follow you up. Beyond the phantom beauty of this world, for of his citizens, I am not one. I cherish God the fire, not God the dream. That is the Brahma Teja of Savitri. Kshatriya, the warrior spirit of Savitri. I cherish God the fire, the warrior spirit of Savitri. A flaming warrior from the supreme heights she had come. And I cherish God the fire, not God the dream. What you are showing me is a dream here, the phantom world here. It is not for me. I cherish God the fire, not God the dream. And what a powerful line this one. I cherish God the fire, not God the dream. That negative is making it more powerful. And metrically also, see this line, I cherish. I chair is one word, one foot. I am. Ish God. Again, short, long. The fire, not God, the dream. Perfect iambic line, almost monosyllabic except for I cherish God the fire, not the dream.